It represents a significant investment or cost to companies and organizations to be able to allocate the time of senior level executives to be able to participate in this program.
Yes.
And not the least of which is your own commitment of time. Maybe you could talk just briefly about Intel's approach to this project and how they basically made you available to lead it up.
So my position is the education strategist for Intel, and I had a program manager that worked very closely with me, and when this opportunity came along, we went back and we actually presented to Intel, to our senior executives, and showed them the need to have someone lead this team. And Intel was in a unique position because we had all the contacts, and we're being an ingredient company. We don't sell to the end user. And that put us in a more of a trusted advisor and consultant role, which really put us in a unique position. The senior management at Intel was very, very supportive and immediately said, this is important, let's do this. And they made my time, pretty much took everything else off my plate and allowed me to move over full-time just to manage this team.
You've also had good support from the Department of Education. I want you to talk a little bit about who's involved with help on that.
Sure. So from the Executive Oversight Committee, which manages this whole team, the five of us, we have Hudson LaForce III, who is the Senior Counselor to Secretary Spellings and the Chief Operating Officer for the U.S. Department of Education. And I would like to say that it was very important as we started looking for the right person. We wanted a U.S. Department of Education person on this Oversight Committee. We went through Secretary Spelling's office, and we worked with Assistant Secretary Henry Johnson, and then they went around. They wanted to find exactly the right person to be on this team, the person that has the ear of the Secretary and can keep her informed of progress, and also would have the ability to share information with us and take information from us back to their teams to help the USDOE know what's needed in the field. So we think we're very pleased to have Hudson as part of the team, and he's been very active.
So at some point during this process, you did summer camps, and could you talk a little bit about what that was about?
Sure. So one of the first outcomes from the team is it actually is Pearson Foundation, who has been an absolutely spectacular partner. When our very first trip down here, and we went to Plaquemines, and what became painfully obvious was that there are no playgrounds, there are no shopping malls, there are no movie theaters, there are no sports complexes, there are no golf courses. I mean, everything's gone. And when you think about all these children, thousands of children across the entire Gulf that are sitting in a 10 by 20 foot trailer, 10 trailer, and they're packed next to each other, and the FEMA trailers, they have no outlet to do anything throughout the summertime. So Mark Niker, the president of the Pearson Foundation, did a really nice job. They came up with the idea of doing these summer digital arts camps, and the first one was held in Plaquemines Parish, and it served 100 middle school students. They came in and they actually worked very well with the parish and with the state, and they put together a program where there were 4 periods. The first period is an English period, and the students were encouraged to write a story about their experience with Katrina. The second period was a digital arts period, where they used high-end technology. They used computers with a program that's usually taught at the college level. They taught these children how to use this program to make movies, and their whole goal was to take take the story and make it a 3-minute video. And they are spectacular. And some of the students came up afterwards and said, "This was so important to me because I can't talk about this at home." They said, "This is really my first outlet to be able to share what I really think." And they said, "I can't do it at home because my parents are always fighting. They're upset. They don't have any money, because we lost everything. They're waiting for insurance payments. They haven't gotten anything." And they said, "So we don't even want to bring it up. It's a burden. So we want to do this." So those kind of comments were coming out from some of these children to show how important this was. And then the last 2 periods are PE periods, so they get some physical exercise, and then an elective period, which could be cooking, or someone wanted to do cooking, someone wanted to do plays, and all that kind of stuff. And these camps are they've done 1 in Plaquemines, they've done 2 one in Pass Christian, Mississippi, 1 in Bay St. Louis. 1 has already taken place in New Orleans, and another one is happening now. So about 500 students in the Mississippi area. And our intention is to roll these camps into after-school programs and allow the kids to continue this process throughout the year.
Now, you've made available some of the video that the kids have put together. Would we be able to put that on eSchool News' website so other educators could see?
Absolutely.
What we've done? So
Absolutely.
We'll plan on doing that.
We would love to have them, and they can also reach it on Pearson Foundation and through the Help Team thing too.
Okay. Now, we're here in New Orleans for a major event that you've organized and Help has organized with the public schools in New Orleans and also the Archdiocese of New Orleans. Talk a little bit about what's going on here.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience when we were working with the planning team for Bring New Orleans Back. It became painfully obvious that the understanding of a 21st century learning environment was a little bit different than what we had. So we decided at that point the best thing to do was to bring that environment in and show that to them. In doing that, we have 24 partners that came in, and we said, okay, they're actually getting walked through a school day, just like their student. They go class to class, 1-hour sessions, and in each class they're exposed to 4 different types of technology and how that can be used as a tool to help within their classroom environment and the administrative environment. And some of the comments coming back are very, very impressive things. One yesterday from a school board member that said, you know, my gosh, if I had these tools when I was a teacher, I could have made a much bigger impact with my children. And we're saying, you still can, because you're a school board member. You have the influence to help all of the children, not just the ones in your class, right? So we're getting those kind of comments, and others saying, I didn't know this existed. So people tend to get boxed in, especially in the educational world. They get boxed in their educational world, and they don't get to see the outside, all the things that are happening elsewhere, so they really don't know the difference. And we just want to create this environment yesterday and today to allow them to see that, so that when they go back, we want them to think in their minds, how do I create my own 21st century environment? And every 21st century environment will look different. We just want to make sure that when you choose your environment, which is important for educators to have that flexibility to pick and choose what they want, when you choose that environment, you choose 21st century tools. You don't choose a 17th century tool like a chalkboard and chalk. You choose something like a smart board that can capture your notes, and you can web enable your notes and allow the students to access it from home.